Kibunga, Mukungule, Kaluba, Kalimba, Nabwalia, Changalilo, Kashaita, and Matebe. Part B of the question, if so, when the plans will be implemented, and Part C, what the estimated cost of the project is, and Part D, if there are no such plans, why. So those are just some of the questions yet to be considered on the floor of the House.
And the question that was posed earlier on by Chinsali Member of Parliament, directed at the Minister of Health, was when he wanted to find out how many cases of maternal and infant mortalities were recorded in Chinsali district from 2022 to August 2025, year by year. He also wanted to find out what the causes of the mortalities were and the measures the government was taking to reduce the mortality rates mentioned above. That's maternal and infant mortality. So in answering this question, the acting Minister of Health did indicate that for maternal cases in 2022, there were 7, 2023, there were 2, 2024, 2, and as of August 2025, there were 3. And in terms of infant mortalities, he did indicate that in 2022, there were 18, 2023, 2, 2024, 1, and as of August 2025, 4. And on the causes of the mortalities, the minister did indicate a number. Among them, in maternal mortalities, it included bleeding after birth, and then bleeding during, after, and before labor. And then another reason was late decision making by caregivers, healthcare providers, and then lack of mothers' shelters, and heart diseases, and high blood pressure. That's for maternal mortalities. And for infant mortalities, the minister did indicate children were premature. Another cause was malaria. Another one was hypothermia and infections. These are some of the causes of the mortalities that's in maternal and infant mortalities. And then in the third part of the question, the Member of Parliament for Chinsali wanted to find out the measures the government is taking to reduce the mortality rates. These are maternal and infant mortality rates. And some of the reasons that were given was recruitment of skilled workers, improved road network to enable, the patients to get to the health centers on time. And then another reason was procurement of ambulances. Allocation of more money to the sector was another reason, and also the construction of maternity annexes. So these are some of the measures the minister indicated that government was taking to reduce cases of maternal and infant mortalities. A quorum has been formed and business now continues.
When business was suspended, the House was considering questions for oral answers under Standing Orders 80. And the Honourable Member for Chiluvi had just posed the question number 213 on the order paper. I now call upon the Acting Minister of Fisheries and Livestock to respond.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, the Honourable Member for Chiluvi, Honourable Mulenga Fube, asked the Minister for Fisheries and Livestock whether the government has any plans to restock livestock in Chiluvi district, and B, if so, when the plans will be implemented, C, how many of the following will be restocked: chickens, goat, and fish, and D, what the estimated cost of the project is. E, if there are no such plans, why? Mr. Speaker, the answer is quite elaborate. For A, in response to Part A of the question by the Honourable Member for Chiluvi, we wish to inform the House that the government does indeed have ongoing and planned interventions aimed at restocking livestock in Chiluvi district. Mr. Speaker, as the House may wish to note, livestock stocking and restocking is a national program implemented in a phased manner, guided by resource availability and the principle of equitable distribution across all constituencies. Chiluvi district has already benefited from these interventions. Under the Pass On the Gift program, Chiluvi district was restocked in 2020 with the following livestock: 935 village chickens, the free-range chickens, 35 beef cattle, 18 goats. Mr. Speaker, government support towards livestock development in Chiluvi is not limited to interventions under my ministry. In 2025, the Minister of Fisheries, working in collaboration with the Transforming Landscapes for Resilience and Development, TRALAD project, implemented under the Ministry of Green Economy and Environment, undertook additional restocking activities in Chiluvi. The project distributed 885 improved village chickens, 435 goats, 100 sheep, 50 pigs, 50 ducks. This intervention was implemented at an estimated project cost of 759,300 kwacha. Mr. Speaker, additional livestock interventions have been undertaken through the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, under both the grants and loans components, administered by the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. Although budgeted for in the 2025 financial year, implementations have continued into 2026. Under the CDF grants component, the following livestock were stocked in Chiluvi: 2,741 village chickens, 444 goats, 66 pigs. This intervention was implemented at an estimated cost of 1,136,912 kwacha, 16 ngwe. Under the CDF loans component, beneficiaries received 1,012 village chickens, 91 pigs. This intervention was implemented at an estimated cost of 428,170. Mr. Speaker, these interventions collectively demonstrates the government's continued commitment to supporting livestock development in Chiluvi district, with additional phases planned as resources permit. So now we go to his question, which is question B. If so, when the plans will be implemented? Mr. Speaker, the government is already implementing livestock restocking and stocking activities in Chiluvi district through the various programs as indicated. Further phases will continue to be rolled out in a phased manner depending on the availability of resources. For C, which is how many of the following will be restocked: chickens, goats, and fish. Mr. Speaker, in response to Part C, I wish to inform this August House that the specific quantities of chickens, goats, and fish to be restocked in future phases will depend on resource availability and allocations approved in the upcoming budget cycles. For D, which says what the estimated cost of the project is, the answer is the costs for all ongoing livestock stocking and restocking activities in Chiluvi district have already been fully detailed in the answers given in A. Since the required cost information has been comprehensively provided, but D consequently falls away. And finally, E, if there are no such plans, he would like to know why. Mr. Speaker, in response to Part E, we wish to inform the August House that there are indeed plans to continue restocking livestock in Chiluvi district. Therefore, the issue of not having such plans does not arise. Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
The Honourable Member for Chiluvi. Has gone. Let's make progress. It was a specified question.
Mr. Speaker, I'm here. It's the technology that is failing from that side.
Okay. You can go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, first I would like to indicate that the question was targeted at programs that are driven and monitored and tracked by the Ministry of Fisheries.
May you ask your question? Honourable Member, don't debate. Ask your question.
No, Mr. Speaker, I'm not debating because some of the answers that have come through, I wish you could listen from me. of what I mean, really. The minister has given answers that fall under different programs. For instance, TRARAD program, it's a white elephant. It's not, things are not even there. I agree with the minister when he talked about 35 cattle. I also agree with the minister for 2020 when he talked about the 935 chickens and 18 goats. But when it came to the issues under CDF and TRARAT, these things are not even there, Honorable Speaker. That is what I wanted first to emphasize to the minister, that possibly maybe this would have been picked from the documents that are prepared. When it comes to such numbers that have been mentioned in Southlands, they are not even there. Mr. Speaker, I would like to ask the minister specifically on the issue of fish. When last time I asked about 4 years ago, I was told about ministry willing to get some of the local farmers, who include me, who are breeding local fish that can be restocked and put in the Lake Bangweolu, so that it can benefit the people of Chilubi. That is my first question. I'll do the follow-up question later. But these things that I mentioned, the minister has mentioned, and I neither here nor there. They're just statistics on paper, but they are not there.
The acting minister.
Mr. Speaker, we have given statistics, and if the honorable member is disputing them, maybe he can visit us at the offices. On a lighter note, I hope they didn't go wild and go into the bush. As he indicated here on the floor of the House, that Keto had gone wild and went into the bush. So all the others can also go wild, goats, pigs, everything, chickens. So I hope not. But on a serious note, we were giving information in a very comprehensive manner, what the ministry has done and what other programs are doing. Now, when it comes to the actual item he's asking about on fish, our answer on C was very clear, that goats and fish to be restocked in future phases will depend on resource availability. We were very clear. So we didn't give a figure there because it is for the future. I thank you.
The honorable member for Chilubi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The substantive minister recently was restocking some fish. And the people of Chilubi have heard about it, and I think they have been asking around as to when Chilubi will be attended to. Yes, the minister has talked about phases, but Chilubi and Chifunabuli share the same water bodies. Why has Chilubi not been considered under the same phase? Since he's talking about phased approach in terms of these programs.
The acting honorable minister.
Mr. Speaker, the response cannot change. This is a phased approach. If Chilubi was not attended to, it will be attended to as availability of resources allow. I thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next question. The honorable member for Chisali.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Question number 214.
The Honorable Minister of Agriculture.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Member for Chinsali, Honorable Mukosa, asks, what mode of transport is provided to camp officers for use in executing their work in Chinsali district? And B, whether all the camp officers were capacitated with transport to execute their duties as of August 2025, and C, if not, what interim measures the government has taken to ensure that camp officers have transport to support their work. Our response is as follows, Mr. Speaker. The official mode of transport provided to camp officers is a motorbike. B, the district has 28 camp officers, and out of this number, 17 camp officers have motorbikes, leaving 11 camp officers without transport. And C, government has been providing transport to districts for extension services and has so far provided, Mr. Speaker, 1,553 motorbikes between 2023 and 2025. This is against the required total of 2,700 motorbikes needed to motorize every camp officer. The procurement of motorbikes is still work in progress, and in 2026, the ministry has budgeted to procure another 200 motorbikes. Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
Supplementary question, the Honourable Member for Chinsali.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honourable Minister of Agriculture, in Chinsali we have 28 camp officers, extension officers. Then we have only given motorbikes to 17 extension officers. And we have 11 extension officers or camp officers who do not have motorbikes. Honorable Minister, our camp officers in Chinsali, they cover long distances. The areas that they are given to cover are quite far. So what are these 11 camp officers who do not have motorbikes? What are they currently using to ensure that they provide extension services to our farmers in Chinsali, considering that they don't have motorbikes? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Minister of Agriculture.
Mr. Speaker, without sounding political, it is important to note that this is a legacy historical issue. In fact, the Honourable Member should be quite happy that 17 camp officers have been given motorbikes between a given period of time, 2023 and 2025. One would like to find out, before we bought these 17 motorbikes, what were they doing? Now we are only talking of 11. So I think instead of looking at it in a very aggressive manner, we must be saying there is a lot of effort that has gone on to correct the historical position where our camp officers, in all honesty, and I think the House is seriously aware of this, were doing nothing because they were not given motorcycles for a very long period of time. So to answer directly, we are buying 200 because that is what the budget can allow. We will see how many will go to Chinsali, and it will be corrected like that. Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
The Honourable Member for Chinsali.
Thank you, Madam, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the minister is saying the ministry is about to buy 200 motorbikes, and we have 116 districts. So basically it means that if we are to divide by the number of districts in Zambia, on average, each district will get about maybe one. At most, it can get two. But nevertheless, I would like the minister to be very categorical and state when exactly these 200 are going to be bought. If he stated, then I didn't hear properly. I would just like to seek his clarification. Is it this year or next year, Honorable Minister? Kindly clarify. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Minister of Agriculture.
Mr. Speaker, a very, very important question. Definitely these 200 are being bought this year. But, Mr. Speaker, I look forward to a time when this House will say, can we build storage facilities for the agriculture sector, which sector is contributing to employing more than 70% of the population? Can we buy motorcycles for all the camp officers? Can we increase the number of the camp officers to be employed? Because we are all talking about agriculture, but we hardly talk about supporting it in a very, very effective manner so that such questions can be answered. This is a plea, not necessarily for this particular minister, but going forward in the field of agriculture. This is the ministry that really employs the very people that we lead. So instead of honestly asking me questions like this, let us look at the budget and work on the budget in a very serious manner for a ministry that covers most of the people. Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Next question, the Honorable Member from Pika.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Question number 215.
The Honorable Minister of Technology and Science.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Honourable Member of Parliament for Mpika asked the Minister of Technology and Science a question in 4 parts. Part A, whether the government has any plans to construct 5G communication towers in the following areas in Mpika parliamentary constituency. 1, Ruchenene. 2, Katibunga. 3, Mukungule. 4, Kaluba. 5, Kalimba. 6, Nabwalia. 7, Changalilo. 8, Kashaita. And 9, Mateba. If so, when the plans will be implemented? And in C, what the estimated cost of the project is? And D, if there are no plans, why? Mr. Speaker, I wish to inform the House that in A, there are no immediate plans to construct 5G communication towers in Luchenene, Katibunga, Mukungule, Kalumba, Kalimba, Nawaliam, Changalilo, Kashaita, and Muchembe in Pika parliamentary constituency. The House may wish to note that 5G network connectivity is primarily designed to support applications that require ultra-high speed and low latency to support emerging technologies such as autonomous vehicles, machine-to-machine connectivity, particularly in the mining and industrial sector. Government policy is to upgrade all existing sites from 2G/3G to 4G, which will be adequate to meet the service demands and needs for Mpika. In B, as
Supplementary question, the Honorable Member from Mpika.
I'm grateful to you. I'm grateful to you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity to ask the Honorable Minister of Technology for a question. I'm equally grateful to him for the response. Honorable Minister, you've stated that government only has plans to upgrade the existing sites to 4G network. And in these sites, currently our people are unable to access the internet because they are using, if I'm not mistaken, 2G. And the network generally in these areas is very, very poor. They even go for days for weeks without connectivity. When will those plans be implemented of upgrading the existing infrastructure to 4G? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Minister of Technology and Science.
Mr. Speaker, out of the sites that we have outlined above, we have Katibunga already upgraded to 4G, to be upgraded this year. Mukungule is already done. Kalumba will be done 2026. Kashaita has already been done. So we are remaining with another 3 to be considered. I thank you.
The Honorable Member from Pika.
I'm grateful once again, Mr. Speaker, to you and the Honorable Minister. Thank you so much for that information. The information you've given to the people of Mpika through me and this House seems not to tally with what the reality is on the ground. Kachibunga has not yet been upgraded. Kashaita, in fact, Honorable Minister, doesn't even have a site of its own. And our people still have to go and find the nearest mountain where to climb and access the network. So I still request that, Honorable Minister, your team gets on the ground and gather the correct information so that as you plan, you consider these sites for upgrading and, of course, in the case of Kashaita, constructing a site. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Minister of Technology and Science.
Thank you, the Honorable Member of Parliament for Pika. We said Katubunga is planned for 2026. So it hasn't yet been done. It's part of the plan. Kashaita, according to information that has been indicated to me, that it is done, but I'll check with my team. I thank you.
Notice of motion, the Honorable Member for Chikankata.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that the thanks of this August House be recorded for the exposition of public policy contained in the speech delivered to this House by the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, on the progress made in the application of the national values and principles in accordance with Article 9(2) of the Constitution of the Republic of Zambia on Friday, 20th February 2026.
Is the motion seconded?
Mr. Speaker.
Seconded by the Honorable Member from Sazala. The question is that the thanks of this Assembly be recorded for the exposition of public policy content in the President's address. Any debate? The Honorable Member for Chikankata.
Mr. Speaker, from the outset, allow me to express my profound gratitude to you for according me this rare privilege to move the motion of thanks following the comprehensive and inspiring address by the President on this August House. The address eloquently reaffirmed our collective commitment to the national values and principles that define us as a people and guide our national development trajectory. It goes without saying that these pillars constitute the moral foundation of our nation and play a vital role in promoting social cohesion and driving economic prosperity. In moving the motion, I will highlight and debate some of the key issues outlined in the President's address. Morality and ethics. Mr. Speaker, allow me primarily to commend the government's efforts in addressing social ills such as gender-based violence, child marriage, teenage pregnancies, alcohol, drug, and substance abuse. It is concerning that such vices such as alcohol, drugs, and substance abuse remain a persistent issue and continue to be a matter of concern in our country, especially among school-going children. For instance, a 2024 study by the Drug Enforcement Commission, DEC, reviewed that 4 out of every 5 children in the state juvenile justice system were arrested for committing a drug and substance abuse-related offense. In addition, the African Journal of Alcohol and Drug Abuse, Volume 13, reviewed that from 73 low and middle-income countries, the prevalence of regular alcohol use was highest in Zambia. To address alcohol, drug, and substance abuse, I note the government's efforts to provide free education, skills training, empowerment initiatives, and nationwide sensitization programs for community members, as well as civic and traditional leaders. I want to commend the government for the 20% allocation to secondary school, boarding, and skills development bursaries from the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, which has given impetus to many youths to enroll in school. In addition, I agree with the President that gender-based violence, GBV, remains a public concern in our country. This is evident from the data from the 2025 second quarter criminal and non-criminal report summary, which reported over 10,000 GBV cases to the Zambia Police Victim Support Unit. To this end, the government has implemented interventions such as the establishment of a national call center, one-stop centers, and fast-track courts for victims of gender-based violence. These interventions demonstrate the government's steadfast commitment to eliminating gender-based violence. It is therefore imperative that members of parliament, traditional leaders, and civil society collaborate with executive to eradicate GBV. Human dignity, equity, social justice, equality, and non-discrimination. Mr. Speaker, allow me to also commend the President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, for reaffirming his administration's commitment to upholding human dignity, equity, social justice, equality, and non-discrimination of all citizens. The President has shown a clear commitment to achieving the objective through various initiatives, including the Enhanced Constituency Development Fund, which transcends political affiliations and serves the interests of our people. In particular, may I congratulate the President of the New Dawn government. The New Dawn government's increasing of the budget allocation to the CDF from 1.6 million in 2021 to 40 million in 2026 per constituency. Mr. Speaker, you may be aware that for many years, our children were subjected to the indignity of learning under trees. Today, in Chikankata constituency, for example, the impact of CDF is visible and deeply felt. Through CDF, classrooms have been constructed and furnished with desks, restoring dignity to our learners and creating a conducive learning environment. Together we have the free education policy. This has given 2.5 million children in Zambia an opportunity to go back to school. It is also worth noting that in 2025, we recorded an impressive pass rate of 70% in public schools at grade 12, the highest ever in the history of our country. Surely, we need to commend the New Dawn government for its progressive policies. Mr. Speaker, as a mother and a believer in the power of women, I take note of the extension of CDF to elevate the plight of mothers. I am particularly grateful that the President, through CDF, has paid special attention to maternal health. In Chikankata alone, CDF has facilitated the construction of 5 maternity annexes. This intervention is close to my heart because it addresses childbirth and self-delivery. where life begins. The President, through CDF, has ensured that these facilities preserve the dignity of our mothers and safeguard the lives of both mothers and newborns. Mr. Speaker, beyond social infrastructure, the government has continued to empower citizens economically. In particular, I know that the number of Farmer Input Support Program, FISIP, targeted beneficiaries now stands at 1,024,434. This will enable small-scale farmers to scale up production across the country. In Kankata particular, the 14,200 targeted beneficiaries in the 2025-2026 farming season will lead to increased agriculture output and enhanced household food security in the constituency. These gains are contributing to improved livelihood and reinforcing food security at the constituency level, in line with the National Development Agenda, patriotism and national unity. Mr. Speaker, this administration has consistently promoted unity in diversity through the guiding principle of one Zambia, one nation, one people, a timeless motto of unity and togetherness coined by our founding father, Dr. Kenneth G. Kaunda. May he so rest in peace. In this regard, Mr. Speaker, I commend the President for his unwavering commitment to building a national that transcends tribal, ethnic, and regional divisions, and instead embraces oneness as the surest pathway to national prosperity and sustainable development. I strongly commend the President's call for honorable members from both the ruling party and the opposition to work together in a spirit of patriotism, unity, and mutual respect. Working together will advance national interests above partisan considerations and collectively contribute to the development and prosperity of our beloved country. With these remarks, Mr. Speaker, I beg to move.
Thank you. Does the seconder wish to speak now or later?
Now, Mr. Speaker.
The honorable member for Musazara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to second the motion of thanks on the address delivered to the August House by Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, the President of the Republic of Zambia, on the progress made in the application of national values and principles. I wish to place on record on the onset my appreciation of you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. Allow me to also commend Mrs. Jacqueline Sabao, Member of Parliament for Chikankata constituency, for ably moving this motion on the floor of the House. Mr. Speaker, before I proceed, let me join the mover of the motion in commending His Excellency the President for delivering a strong and thoughtful message that confronted the reality facing the nation while laying down a clear path forward. The President's address was not just a ceremonial speech, but a national accountability statement outlining progress made in applying our national values and principles to real governance. In a political climate where leaders often avoid difficult truth, the President demonstrated statesmanship by openly acknowledging the challenges that characterized the past years, particularly the protracted load shedding that affected households, businesses, and the broader economy. Such honesty is vital in our leadership. It reflects a government that listens, learns, and remains committed to correcting its course for the good of the people, rather than deferring responsibility. The President chose transparency, a value that strengthens truth between the leadership and its citizens. Mr. Speaker, beyond acknowledging challenges, the President was forward-looking and purposefully in his speech. He highlighted national priorities, reaffirming commitment to economic recovery, and emphasized the need for unity and productive as Zambia move closer to the August 2026 general election. Most importantly, the speech set a refreshing tone for issue-based politics, one centered on development, governance, and tangible progress for the Zambian people. He signaled political maturity and confidence in democracy. Mr. Speaker, let me now turn to the national value and the principles contained in the President's speech. I will restrict my debate to 3 national values and principles, namely good governance and integrity. Number 2, democracy and constitutionalism. Number 3, sustainable development. Mr. Speaker, good governance and integrity. The President reaffirmed government's firm stance in the fight against corruption. As we all know, corruption erodes patriotism, weakens service delivery, and robs citizens of important opportunities that rightfully belong to them. We must all therefore join this fight. It is gratifying to note that the fighting against corruption under the New Dawn administration is no longer rhetoric, but practical and measurable. This has been demonstrated through operational recovery, in which the country has witnessed the large recovery of stolen public assets